Inshallah, we at InamulHaq about Brother. We're very happy to have Brother InamulHaq as part of our monthly first Saturday lecture series. This brief introduction of Brother InamulHaq. First of all, we are very thankful to him for presenting himself in spite of the non-cooperation from the weather. So I'll just give a brief biography of him. Brother Professor InamulHaq teaches Islam at Elmhurst College in Chicago. He has been a principal at 2 Islamic schools in Chicagoland area. He has studied at the International Islamic University in Islamabad, Pakistan, and at Drew University in New Jersey. He has been a very vocal voice promoting Islamic issues in the community and the general Chicagoland area, and he has been frequently interviewed by local media, including Chicago Tribune and PBS, regarding the issues concerning Islam and Muslims in USA. Today he will be talking upon understanding Islam in contemporary world. With these words, I invite him here.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I can understand that weather has not been kind, but inshallah whoever is here will benefit, and through this technology to reach to other people. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you project a little bit, it will be great. Video में clarity आ जाएगी.
In my opinion, one of the important challenges which we are facing is in fact defining Islam. What is Islam? A long time ago, when I was a student in college in Pakistan, I came across a book by a famous Orientalist scholar. His name was Rosenthal, and the book was titled Islam in Modern Nation State. And I still remember that his book started with this statement that the greatest challenge that Islam will face in 21st century will be to define itself. What is Islam? And one of the things which we are facing in modern times is that we have enormous information. We are living at a time and age in which we are seeing the explosion of knowledge. And today, if you want to inquire about a subject, about a topic, you can simply Google it, and you are surprised at how much information is there on the web alone. However, it does create problem of perspective, how we should look at that information. It also creates the problem of authenticity, how much genuine and reliable information is available. I remember one time I put only the word Islam on Google, and it came out with more than 1 million answers. When I looked at the first 10, 7 of them were either anti-Islam websites or those point of views which are heretic and minority, like a Qadiani website or an Ismaili website. So if there is a person who does not know anything about Islam, for him to reach to the right information was not an easy task. While the real information in terms of quantity has enormously increased. So if in traditional societies we suffered from lack of knowledge, in modern society we are bogged down by its sheer enormity and its hugeness. Look at the Western discourse on Islam. This discourse is essentially based on a fundamentalist version of Islam which threatens them and generates fear in them. They do not look towards Islam as a great religious tradition or a very sophisticated discourse which in its history has dealt with enormous complex issues of human life and which has a very deep spirituality and a very sound intellectual mode of understanding and analyzing human conditions. Rather, they look at it as something which is a menace, which is a bad omen, and its presence and its rise does not bode well for human society. Many times I go to churches, synagogues, civic groups, and they invite me to speak on Islam. And I ask them that when you talk about Islam, you talk about world's greatest religion, which is followed by 1.3 billion people. And it has 1400 years of intellectual history. So it has faith, it has rituals and worship, it has morals and ethics, it has philosophies, schools of thought, it has denominations within the realm of law, within the realm of theology. So it's very hard to tell you something substantial about Islam in 1 hour, because I cannot do that even in 1 semester teaching. So why don't you give me one topic that I can focus on that aspect of Islam, and at least we make some understanding of one element of Islam that is clarified in our minds. And almost 100% of the time they will ask me, why shouldn't I talk about terrorism? Now that is a very ridiculous argument, and I tell them, if you want to understand why I'm attacking Iraq and Afghanistan, Bible is the wrong place to start if I want to understand what Christianity is. In a similar fashion, if you want to understand Islam, simply to focus on violence will be a very wrong point to start. Not that can't be discussed, but this will not be a way to understand Islam if this is what you want to understand. So Western discourse on Islam is highly focused on issues of terrorism and violence. So, this is in fact a very common, general, universal perception of Islam in Western and American societies. Islam is violent, aggressive, root of terrorism. Islam suppresses women. Islam and democracy are not compatible. Muslims are irrational and crazy people. You cannot